Good morning. It's quite late this morning. Again, I don't know why, but on this sort of Camino, I've been just leaving it a wee bit later. Maybe because it's colder in the mornings. It was a very misty morning this morning, a bit of a chill in the air. I was going to wear shorts knowing that the temperature's going to get up to around 20, 22 degrees. But I can change into shorts later on if I need to. What I would prefer to do before I do change into shorts is to get some sun cream, just to cover my backs, my legs, and my hands as well, and my face. Better to be safe than sorry. Didn't really get up out of bed until about 7:30. Was sharing with an American lady last night, and she's just up ahead of me. She packed her bag and was ready to go straight after breakfast, whereas I took the time to ring home, speak to the kids before school while they were on the school run. But we're off now, feeling quite sprightly, quite alive. The little app on my phone tells me that my energy levels have increased, which is good considering I didn't have any dinner last night. We sort of got to Quinta de Bura, and there's no meal served there or anything like that, and there's no supermarket or groceries in the town. So there was the option of cycling back and maybe trying a wee cafe that was in the town. But after a day of walking, your feet are sore, your legs are tired, my hip was sore, and wasn't too sure whether that would be the safest thing for me to be doing, riding a bicycle. So I climbed into bed and tried to go to sleep. Didn't quite work. Probably could do with more sleep, but if you've seen these videos before, you know I'm not the best sleeper, even at home. So it's a straight run to Santarém this morning. Well, according to the app, it says it's about 15 kilometers. So far, none of the distances have matched up. But it couldn't just be me setting the camera up and walking away and then walking back to get it. That wouldn't equate to the extra kilometers that have been stuck on. So we'll just go with what the app says is 15 kilometers. But there's no real support between here and there. So I've topped up my water, which I hope is drinkable. It's out of the tap in the Quinta de Bura. Yeah, it's a risk. I didn't check, but apparently the tap water is drinkable in Portugal, so that's what I'm going with. I opted for the cold water as opposed to the warm water. There was no hot water yesterday or today when trying to get washed, which made for a very refreshing bath time. Not that I had a bath, there was no bath. But yeah. So I'm going to push on and just see the third stone marker of this entire trip. Maybe the fourth. Could be the fourth. Let's be fair. For Fátima. Could be a hard 70 kilometers as well. Pretty much it's 70 kilometers split over 2 days, really. Well, today we have to get to Santarém, that'll take 10 off that, and then it's 60 thereafter. So the 60 could be difficult. I want to say it's into the hills and just show you the hills in the distance, but you can't see them. There's too much mist in the air. Everything's blurred out. What you can see is the farmers working and a small town, which I'm not even sure if we go through or not. I'm just following the road at the moment. So, yeah, it could be. Part of me wanted to push on today and stay somewhere in between Santarém and Monsantos, but trying to find somewhere has been really difficult. When you look for an albergue, it gives you sort of sports pavilions, which they're not albergues. It might be a mat on the floor, but there's no real contact details or anything, and everything else is holiday lets or hotels or expensive places where they're charging over €100 a night. So yeah, could just be the long days, and that's what we'll have to go with. Anyway, going this way. That's Santarém and the hill up above, and that's where I'm going to be stopping for at least lunch anyway. It's about, I think it's about 11, yeah, 10:56. So yeah, once I'm up there and had something to eat, then I'll judge how I'm feeling, and then maybe see if I can get another couple of hours of walking in. Tempted to try and get a pair of walking poles just to help with these hill sections that are coming up, but the other part that I'm worried about is still finding accommodation. That could be problematic, but at least in Santarém, there's choices of accommodation and there's lots of shops about the place. I can see a Mercadona from here, so, and it looks like a pretty big one. So it's clearly a well-serviced town. The sun is high, it's hot. I'll need to take off this green outer layer because I can feel the water dripping down off me. Though, having said that, Santarém would be a good place to stop and just wash everything properly in a machine. Some of the clothes that didn't dry the other night, I did get them dry yesterday evening, but they don't smell great after being closed up in a bag and a rucksack for a day. But what I think I'll do is I'll keep going for now. There's a bridge coming up. It looks like it's either 2 or 4 lanes of traffic. Maybe it's only 2. But it'll be enough to give me some shade to sit down out of the sun for a bit. And then we'll tackle getting up into town. I think I'll take a break for about 15-20 minutes. Just to relax, so that I can really feel the pain whenever I put the backpack back on and start walking up a hill. Nearly there. And then we'll sort out what we're going to do for tonight. In typical Camino style, we have been diverted, not the most direct route into the city, but away off round the side, away from that massive supermarket that I'd seen. But it is what it is. So we're going to be entering from somewhere around this way, to the east of the city. All good, all good. Yes.